Hi friends, welcome back to A Cup of Chrissy, where I share tidbits of knowledge of tools and wisdom that I've learned over the years from teachers and mentors or just life experience in pursuit of living a healthy and happy lifestyle. And by me sharing, I'm hoping that I can help you along to your journey of living a healthy and happy you. So today I want to talk about mental health, and I want to talk about therapy and why I believe that people should go to therapy, and how it can help, and why I'm there in therapy and how it's helped me. So, but before I do that, I want to share my cup of Chrissy. It's just a cup of coffee, actually. It's my Starbucks coffee. I always drink an afternoon cup of coffee. As we get older in life, we need to drink our caffeine earlier in the day than later. I used to always drink it later around dinner time, but now that I'm approaching 50, I try to keep my caffeine limited before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But anywho, so this is my Starbucks coffee with my nut pod creamer. If you haven't had nut pod creamer and the hazelnut, oh my god, it's delicious. So, anywho, therapy. So there's a huge stigmatism around therapy, and most people don't want to go to therapy because they're afraid of what other people might think of them, that people believe that people that go to therapy and get help are either crazy people or weak people, and that is so further from the truth. So further from the truth. People who say, I can't do this right now, I need help, they're the strong people. The weak people are the ones over there, screaming at other people and having meltdowns and stuff like that because they refuse to get help. The strong people are the ones that get help. So there are different types of therapy out there, and I want you to understand a few things about therapy before, my battery's dying. A couple things about therapy before I go into why I'm in therapy and how it's been helping me. So there are different types of therapists out there. You need to know and understand that you need to pick a therapist for whatever specific issue that you're going through at the time. So if you're going through a traumatic experience, you need to find somebody who is a professional and experienced in trauma. If you're dealing with depression or anxiety, you should look more for a therapist that deals more into that specialty. So there are different therapists for different reasons. And also I want to say this, that a lot of times people will find a therapist and they give up on the therapist right away. You need to build a relationship with your therapist. But with that being said, intuitively listen to your gut. If you feel like, this person's not going to do it for me, find somebody else. There's nothing wrong with bouncing around with therapists, and I know a lot of people that have different therapists for different seasons of their life and things that they've been going through. So find somebody that works for you in whatever situation that you're in right now, and try to give them a little bit of a leeway and a little bit of a chance. Don't just go one time and go, I don't like that person. Okay. So I know a lot of people that are like that. So for me, I've been in therapy since February 2020, and in hindsight, what catapulted me into therapy was a blessing, which at the time felt like it felt like hell. I don't know how else to explain it. So my mom had been. My mom, as most of you know that follow me, was ill for a very long time, and the last 4 years of her life were very traumatic, but the last 2 years of her life were just fucking insane. Just insane. I don't know any other way to put it. And I stood in the ER with my sister for the umpteenth time, watching my mom pretty much die and come back to life. But this time was different. This time, as I watched the doctor pound on her chest and her gasp for air, and everybody in a panic in the room, I broke. I completely broke. And I left that ER, and I called my husband and I said, once my mom was settled, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need help. I need to talk to somebody because I can't watch this another time without completely breaking. In retrospect, it was the best thing that could have happened to me because it got me into therapy, because who the fuck saw a pandemic coming? Not me. I'm sure not you either. So my initial consultation with my therapist was about my mom, and my mom having a lot of health issues and dealing around the trauma of her in and out of hospitals and there in rehabs, and knowing that ultimately her death was coming, and just holding our, my sister and I for 2 years were holding our breath every single day, knowing it was coming. Fast forward 2 weeks into therapy and the pandemic hits, and now I'm starting to realize that I'm not only dealing with my mom's health issues, I'm dealing with my own health issues, as everybody else was because of the pandemic, but I also have a rare blood disorder called ITP, and I thought I had control over my thoughts and feelings over that, but apparently I didn't. So now I'm hunkered down in my home like everybody else in lockdown, with my mom, had just been released from the hospital, knowing she could go back at any time, and dealing with my mom not being able to help my sister at all because I can't get out of the house. Now I have this health issue that makes me even more hunkered down in my house than the average person. Insert my father's wife gets colon cancer out in Vegas. And then my dad's health starts to decline as we put our mother into hospice. And she dies. 2 weeks later, he winds up in the hospital. And I'm still dealing with, I can't get out of the fucking house because I have ITP. And I thought I was going to lose my goddamn mind. And if it wasn't for my weekly phone calls, and telemed with my doctor, my therapist, I probably would have lost my ever-loving mind. And I'm somebody who, I self-care every single day. I have all the tips, the tools, I got it all. I got the toolbox full and my toolbox is overflowing. Yet I still needed help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I'm on the ground, I can't get up, I need somebody's hand. And I will say this, I have a huge support system, an amazing support system with my family and friends. And they have all been there for me. But there wasn't a goddamn thing that they could do for me. And I'll tell you why. Because your family and friends love you unconditionally and they want to help you in every single way, but they want to fix you. They don't want to just listen. They don't want to give you professional help because they're not professionals in mental health. They want to make everything better for you, which is loving and understanding. But they're only limited in so much that they can do for you. So if you're in a position where you're living through some sort of trauma, please, if you feel, especially intuitively, your gut tells you, like, I can't, if you mutter the words, I can't do this again, if this is too much, please pick up the phone and call somebody. Please ask for help. There's no shame in help. There's no shame in saying, please give me your hand, guide me. None. That actually shows more strength than weakness. And we've all been there. I don't care who you are, and if you're one of those blessed people that have never had a traumatic experience in your life, God bless you. God bless you. But I don't know a single person who hasn't had some kind of traumatic experience. And more than likely, we've all had traumatic experiences of something in our childhood that carries over. So with that being said, if you have a traumatic experience and you're dealing with it, and you're not dealing with it, and you're just pushing it aside, and you're like, I'm fine, I got it, I'm fine, I got it, guess what happens? Everything starts to stack up. And eventually what's going to happen is A, you're going to have a breakdown, or B, your body is going to tell you, because you're not listening to it, so your body's going to listen to it and shut you down in some sort of way, in some sort of disease or some kind of illness. It'll catch up to you. So if you don't fix it now, you're going to have to be dealing with it later. It's better when you're in the moment of it, when you're in the process of it, when you're in the thick of it, to deal with it. And it's going to fucking suck, and it's going to hurt, and you're not going to like a lot of it. But I'm telling you right now, when you get past it, it's going to be the best thing ever. I promise you. And I'm saying this from my own experience. It is the best thing that ever happens to you. And through all of it and dealing with the moments of what was going on, I was able to process things from my childhood, the traumas in my childhood, the things that have happened, to understand the things and why I feel a certain way, why I act a certain way. And I understand myself so much better. So now in the moments of going through things, I can approach it so much more healthier for myself and for the people around me. So do yourself a favor. If you're having one of those moments, please pick up the phone. Please call and make an appointment with a therapist. And if you need to talk about this more, or need to have more clarification, or you need some more understanding around therapy, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it, to give you a guidance into what I only know. And again, I only share what has happened to me in my life and what I know from my own experience. But I can tell you this, everybody that I know who has ever been through a therapy session or sessions has come out better at the end. We're not all equipped with understanding our emotions. We're not all equipped with dealing with our emotions. That's a huge, huge undertaking to get yourself through that. And if you can do it, and if you have children, you can pass down that knowledge and wisdom to them, instead of carrying on with the trauma that you've had and passing that trauma on with your children. So if you're not going to do it for yourself, maybe you could do it for your children. So I hope this helps. I hope that on some level it resonated with you. I hope that you get help if you need help. And I just want you to know and understand that you're not alone, and it's okay to not be okay. That's it for today. I hope next time that you join me again for a Cup of Chrissy. And until then, have a wonderful day.